Most Shopify stores never break past 2% in conversion rate. And it's not because they have a bad product, terrible ads, or cheap looking website. It's because they don't know how to optimize their landing page properly. They're changing the button color, hoping that it's going to be doubling their sale or something like this. They're adding more review, thinking that it will build trust. They're copying what other successful stores are doing without really understanding why it works. But here's what actually separates the store converting at 1 or 2% from the one consistently hitting this 4 and 6%. They know exactly where their visitors drop off, or why they're leaving, and what those visitors actually need to see to buy. Now, of course, conversion rate also differs depending on your product and price. For example, a low ticket product naturally has a higher conversion rate, while a higher ticket product like $1,000 or more would have something very low. So keeping that in mind, today we're going over this systematic, data-driven framework that will help you find your blind spot in your landing page and fix them, and also to add an extra few percentage on your conversion rate. If you don't know me, I'm Bruno, and I've been optimizing Shopify store for the past few years using this systematic, data-driven approach. Instead, I'm going to show you the exact framework I use to diagnose conversion problem and fix them. The same process that helped one of my clients increase their conversion rate by over 70% and boost their average order value by up to 86%. This is not about copying what other successful stores are doing. It's about understanding your specific problem, your visitors' specific objection, and giving them exactly what they need to buy from you. Whether you're doing a 10K per month or a 500K per month, this process works because it's based on your data from your actual store, not the industry benchmark or generic best practice. So step 1 is to find where your money is leaking. Now look, most store owners are just flying blind. They know their overall conversion rate, but they don't have an idea where people are actually dropping off. Let me show you what I mean. When I edit a store, the first thing I do is that I map out the entire customer journey. I want to see exactly how many people go from one landing page to the product page, and from the product page to the cart, from the cart to the checkout, and the checkout, of course, to the purchase. This is what data usually reveal. You might think your product page is a problem because overall conversion are low. But when you dig deeper, you discover that people are actually adding to the cart at a decent rate. They're just abandoning during the checkout because you're asking them to create an account, for instance. The framework I use comes from 4 simple questions. Why are people dropping off? Why are they dropping off? What do we need to change? And how do we implement and test that change? Without this data, you're just guessing. And in my experience, store owners are terrible at guessing what their customer actually wants. So the step 2 is to understand your customer psychology. Once I know where people are dropping off, I just need to understand why. This is where most CRO agencies get it wrong. They take assumptions based on what they think customers want instead of actually asking them. I use 2 main tools for this: heatmap and survey. Heatmaps show me where people are actually clicking, how far they're scrolling, and what they're completely ignoring. And the survey, well, they tell me in their own word what's stopping them from buying. Just a few months ago, for example, I was working with a brand and they had a decent traffic but terrible conversion. The heatmap were revealing something fascinating. People were just scrolling right past the main product image. And that's because they were spending most of their time just reading the ingredients list that was at the bottom of the page. And on top of that, the store owner thought that people care about lifestyle imagery and the brand story. But the customer just wanted to know what exactly is in the product and whether it is safe. Once we moved that information above the fold, the conversion jumped. That's why I never make assumptions. Your customer will tell you exactly what they need. You just have to know how to listen to them. The step 3 is to crafting an offer that actually converts. Here's where most stores get it completely wrong. They think that an offer is just a product plus a price. But a converting offer is much more than that. Your offer actually includes the product, the price, the guarantee, the shipping, the bonuses with it, the urgency, the social proof, everything that factor into the buying decision. For example, I had a client that added 21K per month just by doing something like this. When you take some time to look at the analytics, it's ridiculous how big the return on investment can be for such a little change. The offer is not just what you're selling, it's everything that made the purchase decision easy and obvious. Now the step 4 is that you need to speak your customer language. Once you have a compelling offer, you need to communicate it in a way that resonates with your specific audience. Different customers are motivated by different things. Some customers need heavy social proof, for instance. They want to see tens of thousands of other people that have bought and love your product. Others are more motivated by exclusivity, so they want to feel like they're getting access to something special, like a community. And others, well, they are just per bargainer under. They just want to have the best deal possible. The key here is to understand which type of customer you're dealing with and crafting your message accordingly. Let's take the example of Wildlife, for example. They struggled to keep their bestseller front and center while pushing new merch drop. So what they did is that they segmented. They segmented the recurring customer so they saw fresh merchandise. And the new visitor got the bestseller up top on their collection page. And their result was like a 70% increase conversion rate and an 86% boost in visit value. That's an increase of 10% in average order value. Now, this is a complicated setup and you don't need to go this far like this. A simpler thing will give you great results as well. This is where the copy, the design, and the A/B tests become a crucial tool. Your copy needs to speak directly to your customer's motivation. Your design needs to guide them toward the purchase. In your testing, it tells you which approach actually works and which other doesn't. So the reality about conversion optimization. Here's what I want you to understand from this. Conversion optimization is not about finding one magic trick that doubles your sales overnight. It's about building a systematic understanding of your customer and continuously improving their experience. The stores that consistently outperform their competitor are not the one with the fanciest design or the biggest advertising budget. They're the one that understand their customer better and give them exactly what they need to make a purchase decision. This process I've outlined today, data analysis, customer psychology, offer optimization, message refinement, mobile optimization, and systematic testing, well, this is how you build a sustainable competitive advantage. Now, let's break the framework one more time. First, you need to understand where your money is leaking by analyzing your conversion funnel. Most store owners think they know where the problem is, but the data often tell you a different story. Second, you need to dive deep into your customer psychology using the heat maps and survey. Don't assume you know what your customer wants, just let them tell you instead. Third, you need to craft an offer that addresses your customer real objection and motivation. Your offer is everything that factors in a buying decision, not just the product and the price. Fourth, you need to communicate that offer in your customer language. Different segments will respond differently to different messaging. If you want me personally to walk through this framework for your store and show you exactly where your biggest conversion opportunity are hiding, I'm opening 5 CRO audits this month. We'll go through your data together. We will identify your biggest leak, understand your customer psychology, and create a step-by-step optimization plan designed specifically for your store and your customer. This is not a generic consultation, this is a deep dive analysis of your specific store and specific challenge. This will give you a custom roadmap and you will know what to fix. Click the link below to see if you qualify, and let's turn that traffic into revenue.